Hi everyone, so today I thought I'd do something a little bit different and really open up about IBS. So IBS affects around 1 in 5 people, which is a ridiculously high figure. Yet nobody really wants to talk about it because there is such a taboo around poo. But I figured today, out with that taboo, I'm going to do it. I'm going to champion speaking about IBS. I'm going to share my embarrassing story with you. I'm going to take you on my journey, and I think this is going to become a new series that I do to highlight that it's not just IBS, it affects loads of people, and some of the effects are really pretty shitty. Enjoy. I first noticed my IBS maybe 11 years ago now. It was around the time I was about 18 years old, and they say that IBS is normally triggered from some kind of traumatic, stressful period in your life, or a strong course of antibiotics, and I was going through both. At 18 I was just about to go off to uni. My mum and dad got divorced, and I had some trouble with my tonsils that meant I was kind of in and out of hospital for a while, and what I found was that whenever I got stressed I'd have an upset stomach, or I'd get stomach cramps, and that this would get even worse if I was to eat anything dairy. So cream, cheese, milk, chocolate, any of the good stuff really I found was kind of a trigger. I went to the doctors and I found the doctors to be pretty useless in my experience. I found that they didn't really know what IBS was. You can't really diagnose someone with IBS. They just told me to keep a food diary, kind of work out what my food triggers were, and to stop being so stressed. And when you start uni and when you get into the real world and you start a job, like, stress will never leave. So I think it's kind of a continuous battle that I have with myself, and keeping myself healthy. Through the years my IBS has kind of been on and off. I have good bouts, I have bad bouts. If I eat something that's got dairy in, I'll have a bad bout. If I'm feeling stressed at work, I'll have a bad bout. And for me, bad bouts come in a number of ways. I mean, I get the obvious. I can have an upset stomach. I can bloat so that I look like a 6-month pregnant lady with a really firm bulge. I have painful stomach cramps where it feels like someone has stuck a knife into my intestines and is kind of twisting them round. It's really uncomfortable. I get headaches. My skin can be quite bad if I have a particular bad bout. I get mouth ulcers. I also get really tired if I've had a bout of IBS. I feel like it kind of drains all of my energy, and then after, all I really need is a good long sleep to kind of rejuvenate myself. And I will always sleep with a hot water bottle. That's my #1 rule. Although once I did sleep with a hot water bottle without a cover. I had it directly on my skin, which is a no-no. It burst all the blood vessels in my stomach, which was not a good look on top of the bloating, let me tell you. There are a couple of steps that I take for my IBS. So every morning I take a capful of Simprove. A live bacteria, you kind of take it first thing in the morning and then give it about 15 minutes so it kind of gets to your gut, it lines the stomach, and then it's a good probiotic, so it's kind of ready for when you start to eat food. I found this has kind of been pretty miraculous for me. I spent some time last year making my own water-based kefir, which again is a probiotic, a live grain. But this was way too much faff for me. It tasted like vinegar. I mean, I can't do shots of vinegar in the morning. So Simprove really is the best option for me right now. I'm a natural worrier, so as soon as something happens and I start to panic or worry, I can feel like the butterflies going in my tummy. And that's when I kind of have to take a step back, do deep breaths, go outside, take a 5-minute break, do some positive thinking, a bit of mindfulness, a bit of meditation, whatever it is that floats your boat, and just calm yourself down, because nothing is worth getting in a flat over, and the more you get stressed, the worse your IBS will be. So not only will you be stressed and having a crap time, well, gonna be having a crap time, literally. I live in kind of loose baggy clothes, you can probably tell from my t-shirt. Mainly because I hate the feeling of being restricted, and when you have an IBS flare up, the first thing that goes is my stomach, so I bloat, so I get uncomfortable. So if I'm wearing something clingy, You know, as much as I love getting a seat on the train in the morning, I don't want people to think I'm pregnant and that that's the reason they're giving me one. So I tend to wear quite flowing clothes so that I know if I'm going out for dinner or if I'm in a situation where I start to feel a bit nervous, if my stomach does bloat, not everyone's going to notice. I have to be really careful with the foods that I eat, in particular when I'm eating out. So all my friends and family are really supportive. They know the drill. So if we go around for someone's for dinner, there'll be no dairy. At the moment I'm kind of on and off gluten. I find that kind of peppers, onions, sometimes garlic, which sucks, sets my stomach off, or my stomach can't digest it properly. So I avoid all of those. So really today I just wanted to tell you about what it's like to live with IBS. It kind of affects every aspect of my life, from what I'm eating, what I'm doing, how I try to live a nice work-life balance, if I'm going out eating, if I'm going away, if I'm going on holiday. It's kind of something that I have to think about every day. I have to know what my next meal is going to be. Luckily, I have Al, my boyfriend, who's really supportive and cooks delicious meals that are Joe friendly. Definitely want to champion is talking about IBS and making people aware of how much it affects you on a day-to-day basis. But I don't ever want to feel like IBS controls my life, because it doesn't. I control my IBS. And I think that's really key, and it's taken me a hell of a long time to get here, but I'm finally here. I have to say that Sam from The Beautiful Mouth is extremely inspirational. She has IBS, she has a YouTube channel, I'll link her below so you can check her out. But she's kind of the one that inspired me to start talking in front of the camera, because I blog about it, which is kind of easier for me because you can't see me. And Sam is really awesome, and she is setting up a gut health empire. Again, I'll link the Facebook group below. And that's where fellow IBS sufferers can kind of get together, share their experiences, and kind of work out what works for them and what hasn't worked for them. And it's just nice to have a community of people. But if you've got any other questions about what IBS is, how to best deal with it on a daily basis, or you've got any tips and tricks that you want to share, drop your questions below and I will pick them up and answer them next time. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching and for listening to me talk about my gut. Sexy. And come and find me at joesclothes.co.uk. I'm on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, all at Joe's Clothes. So see you soon. Until next time, bye bye.